up guys, my name's Brandon, and after years of leaks and rumors, the second generation iPhone SE is finally here. And in this video, I'm going to cover everything you need to know before you buy one, because even though the price is compelling, it's not going to deliver in every category and might not be the phone for you. So we have a lot to cover, so let's just jump in. So first things first, the name. So it's called just iPhone SE. So it's not iPhone 9, it's not iPhone SE 2, although it is the second generation iPhone SE and the successor to the original SE, of course, that was released back in March of 2016, but the name is just going to be iPhone SE. And as is tradition with the iPhone SE line, Apple is all about putting the flagship power into an older, smaller design. So we get the A13 Bionic chip, which is the same chipset found in the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro and 11 Pro Max, and all of that is packed inside of the iPhone 8 body. That iPhone 8 body, of course, is comprised of a 4.7-inch Retina HD display with a resolution of 1334 by 750 at 326 pixels per inch. Now we also get the P3 wide color gamut, True Tone, Dolby Vision and HDR10 support, and a max brightness of 625 nits. So the resolution is lower than that of the iPhone XR, but as we always say, it's Apple. They make some of the best looking LCD displays on the market, so it's not like the quality is going to be terrible. It's just not going to be something you sit there and compare to like an OLED screen or the iPhone 11 screen or anything like that. This is a budget device, and I'm sure that most people looking to buy this do not care at all if it has an OLED display. Now it features an all glass front and back with an aluminum frame. It's IP67 water and dust resistant and has a home button with Touch ID. All of that is just like the iPhone 8. Now we get three color options in black, product red, and white, and the front bezels are going to be all black on all three colors, including white. So you can see here on my iPhone 8, I got this in the gold colorway, and the front bezels are white. So on the iPhone SE, this is going to be all black like we see on the newer iPhones. The iPhone 11 also came in a white color, and that had a black front, so it's going to be very similar to the white iPhone 11. Now on the back of the iPhone SE, we're going to have a super clean look with the centered Apple logo with no iPhone text near the bottom, just like on the iPhone 11 and 11 Pro. And of course, we do not have a headphone jack, only the Lightning ports. And you also get dual SIM support, so that's really nice. Now what's interesting is that even though we have the A13 Bionic chip, the iPhone SE does not get every feature that comes with the iPhone 11. And one of the biggest features missing in the new iPhone SE that's in the iPhone 11 with that same A13 Bionic chip is the ultra-wideband chip. So we do not get the ultra-wideband chip in the new iPhone SE, which is pretty disappointing, especially with AirTags set to be released later this year. I really expected that to be in this device, but we do not get that. But at least we do get Wi-Fi 6 support, along with support for using express cards with power reserve. Now moving on to the camera. So this is an area where the rumors really lacked in, and now we know why. That's because it's exactly the same as the iPhone 8. So we have a single firing 12 megapixel wide angle camera with an f1.8 aperture, and it can shoot video in up to 4K 60 FPS. Now unlike the iPhone 8, the new SE can take portrait mode photos of people, and that's thanks to the new A13 chip inside, which does also bring next generation Smart HDR for better balancing in photos and video. So we saw the first gen Smart HDR with the iPhone XR and XS and XS Max, and that made your photos and videos look a lot better just from having Smart HDR. So I can't wait to see how the photos and videos turn out on the new iPhone SE, because I think a lot of people are going to sleep on it, and it's going to pretty much impress a lot of people, I think. Now, of course, just like the compromise earlier with no ultra-wideband chip, there's also a compromise in the camera, and that's that the new iPhone SE will not include night mode or audio zoom. So these are both features that we get on the iPhone 11 series with that same A13 chip, but we don't get those in the new SE. Now, as for the front-facing camera, we get a 7 megapixel f2.2 lens with the ability to take portrait selfies. Now, you're only going to be able to shoot video in up to 1080p, so there's no 4K support for the front-facing camera, and there's also no Animoji or Memoji support, which is going to be very disappointing for those of you who'd like to use those. So the rear-facing camera is going to be pretty good on the new iPhone SE, but the front-facing camera is not going to be that great. Really, the only difference from the iPhone 8 is going to be the ability to take portrait selfies. Now, as for the battery life, we have the same battery found in the iPhone 8, so you can expect about the same usage. However, that A13 Bionic chip, once again, could help squeeze out more usage on a single charge compared to the A11 chip that was found in the iPhone 8. But overall, it's going to be about the same. I mean, Apple was claiming up to 8 hours of streamed video playback on something like YouTube or Netflix, or up to 40 hours of audio playback, but those numbers don't really mean anything. You know, nobody just sits there and does that throughout an entire charge. So I'm expecting a little bit better battery life than the iPhone 8, not quite as good as something like the iPhone 10 or the iPhone XR or anything like that, but I will be doing comparisons here on the channel to see just how good that battery life is. But don't expect anything to blow you away. Don't expect amazing just because it has the same capacity as the iPhone 8 did. And of course, since we have that glass back, we do also get wireless charging. We do also get fast charging capabilities as well, but a fast charging block is not included in the box. And then finally, the pricing. So the price of the new second generation iPhone SE has been rumored for a long time now, and that price actually turned out to be accurate. So it starts at $399 for a 64 gigabyte model and goes up to 256 gigabytes for $549. So that is an absolute killer deal for a brand new iPhone in 2020. I don't care what the iPhone looks like. It's an iPhone, a brand new iPhone in 2020 for $400. This thing is going to sell like crazy. Now you can pre-order this new iPhone starting on Friday the 17th at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they will be arriving at your doorstep next week. So now that you know everything about this new iPhone SE, let's discuss who should actually consider buying this device, because I think it's going to sell very well, but it's also not for everybody, and not everybody should be considering buying this. So first off, if you have an iPhone 10, a 10s, a 10R, an 11, or an 11 Pro, you really should not even be considering this for obvious reasons, unless you just really miss Touch ID and you don't like Face ID or something like that. There's really no other reason that you would want to go back to something like this. However, if you have an iPhone 8, an iPhone 7, an iPhone 6s, an iPhone 6, or even older, maybe a 5s or 5, you should strongly consider getting the brand new 2020 iPhone SE. You likely haven't upgraded in a few years because you can't justify spending close to $1,000 on a new iPhone, but with the new 2020 iPhone SE, you're only going to be paying a couple $100 if you get it and then sell your old device. You're only going to be out like $200, maybe $300 if you sell that old device. So I think this has a very, very compelling value proposition for those of you with the iPhone 8 or older. And plus, you're not going to be wishing that you had Face ID or anything like that because you've already been used to the home button and having Touch ID. So you're not only going to be getting a much faster device, but you're also going to have a better camera, you're going to have better battery life, and a much cleaner design, especially on the backside. Not to mention, this new iPhone SE is going to be supported with software updates for at least 2 to 3 more years than an iPhone 8 or earlier. So the phone's going to last longer, and it's going to make you not have to spend more money in the future on a new phone that's going to be supported by future software updates. Now, of course, I will be making more in-depth videos and comparisons when I get my hands on the 2020 iPhone SE, but for now, I say that for those with an iPhone 8 or older should strongly consider upgrading. But I want to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think about the 2020 iPhone SE? Do you think it's worth buying? Are you going to be getting one? Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. You guys know I love having discussions down there and replying to your comments and things like that. So let me know. And also, if you guys did enjoy this video and the information or just my voice, I would appreciate if you gave this video a thumbs up. And of course, make sure you do subscribe so you don't miss my in-depth coverage of the new iPhone SE when it actually gets released next week. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.